Hi there, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be answering a few questions from the comment section, so let's get started. Whenever I've had a few gigs on bass, I've always had to moisturize my hands. What is your hand care routine? So this question comes from my buddy Dan, who I sometimes gig with, so hi Dan. I've been quite lucky with this. I've never had to worry about a skincare routine for my hands. Some players, especially when you're starting out, can get calluses and they can crack, so moisturizing can help with that. However, your fingers should adapt and then there's no longer any need for a moisturizer. Thanks for the question, Dan. Why do your videos take so little views? That's unfair. You have such good material. Thanks very much for the compliment. I think there's a few reasons why I don't get bigger numbers, such as some other YouTube channels. I think the first reason is that I have quite niche interests. So all my videos are about bass guitar with a focus on music theory. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Second reason is I don't really focus on trends and things like that. I just make videos that I like to make, and whether that's a good or a bad thing, I don't know. However, having a relatively small audience, I quite like, because I get to communicate with the same people frequently via email or in the comment section, and I probably wouldn't get that if I had hundreds and thousands of views. So if it stays like this forever, I'm happy. ABC is one of my favorite bass lines ever. Has anybody noticed that the bass sometimes plays do re mi when the lyrics are sung? Yes, this is a great example of something called word painting. This is where the music matches the lyrics or the lyrics match the music of the song. Here are a few examples. The word change on the key change of Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that shine. In Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town by Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder sings the word breath with a breathy tone. It's the only time he does it in the song. I swear I recognize your breath. And as you pointed out, in this song, we get the first three notes of the major scale, do re mi, on the words do re mi. If you found that interesting, there's a guy on YouTube called David Bennett who does loads of great videos about music theory, and he's done a few on the topic of word painting. Check it out. What's unsettling about it? So I've actually had one successful video in my time on YouTube. There's a video called This Bassline is Unsettling, and it was about Teen Town, and I released it on Halloween. To actually explain in the video, so if you watch the video, you'll get the answer, but in short, the chord progression, the timbre of the instruments, the melody, and the tempo all contribute to that unsettling feeling. Music is subjective though, so if you don't find it unsettling, that's okay. And also, take YouTube video titles with a pinch of salt. What is a scale? Excellent question. A scale is a sequence of notes. In Western music, we have 12 notes. Theoretically, you could have any combination of these 12 notes and call it a scale. The most common scale is the major scale, and this is the foundation of all music theory, in terms of pitch anyway. From this scale, you can derive melodies, chords, and bass lines. For example, let's go back to ABC that we just looked at. The bass line in the chorus is made up from the 7 notes of the A-flat major scale, and the chords in the song are made up of those same 12 notes. If you're not too strong on music theory and you really want to get into it, the major scale is a great place to start. How do I sign up for your Patreon? I get asked this question a lot, but unfortunately I don't have a Patreon. I'm not really interested in making loads of money from this. I just enjoy putting cool bass/music theory stuff out into the world. But as I've been asked this question a few times, I've set up an account with Buy Me a Coffee. So if you do want to support the channel in any way, you can buy me a coffee, and I'll leave the link below. Honestly though, I'm not really interested in making money, so if you want to support the channel, the best thing you can do is just watch the videos. Maybe in the future I'll change my mind and open a Patreon, but as for now, I don't have one, sorry. Why do you think Jacko didn't slap? This is a really good question. I've never considered this before actually, so I went digging around on the internet. I couldn't find much, but I did find this video of Marcus Miller.
I was in LA, I was playing with Roberta Flack. We checked into a hotel and I went to my room and I got a call, my phone rang and I said hello, and it was Jocko. He said, Marcus, I'm in room 219. Come up here and get your lesson. And I laughed, you know, I said, this guy, man, he's crazy. But I got myself up to 219, you know, and I hung out. He was there with his wife and we were just talking, man. He was very nice. He had his bass and he played stuff for me and I played for him. You know, I was like, he said, yeah, I can do that. I just don't do that, you know? And I said, yeah, I know, you probably could do it. But he showed me exercise for my fingers. You know, he said, he showed me a whole tone exercise that I still use in practice today.
So according to Marcus Miller, he could slap, but he just didn't want to. I really enjoy how humble Marcus Miller is in this clip as well. Why is the Van Weezer album cover in your thumbnail? I got asked this question a bunch of times on that video. So it looks like I've used the album artwork from Van Weezer, which is a great album by the way. But it was totally unintentional. It just looks like myself and Weezer, or whoever makes Weezer's album art, visit the same stock image library. Curious, what is the song playing around the 1:29 time? I think it's just Darling Dear, but I removed some of the tracks using an app called Moises. This is to get around the copyright claim system that YouTube uses. It's easier and quicker than going through the lengthy process of claiming for fair use. If you haven't heard of Moises, I use it a lot. It's an AI tool that can separate the instruments into different tracks, which is really good for analyzing music. It's also good if you want to create backing tracks as well. No Gibson basses. So in my latest video I talk about tone, and I used a bunch of basses as examples. I used the P bass, the jazz bass, active bass, short scale bass. I wasn't trying to be specific about brands. However, I have played a Gibson Grabber before and I think they're awesome. So yeah, thumbs up to that if you can afford it. And that's the last question. I'm going to take a break from YouTube for a while, a few months. I'm going to be lecturing at multiple universities, plus I've got a lot of gigs on as well, so I've got very little spare time to continue doing this. I will be back though, so until then, goodbye.